Welcome to the Enjoy More 30s Family Finance Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to making life more enjoyable for young families by hitting on the financial topics that tend to weigh on us, stress us out, and distract our focus from simply enjoying life.
Hello, and welcome to the next series here on the Enjoy More 30s Family Finance Podcast. This series is called The Financial Parables of Your Life. I try to keep pretty much every episode short because, we're all having our kids kind of scream in our ear as we're trying to work from home or do whatever we're doing. So who has time for an hour podcast? But this season is going to be even more so because what I'm going to do is have a weekly parable for you to digest and just try to make your life a little bit better through it. Now, some of these are actually fables, some are actually parables. I'm not going to get all caught up in those literary semantics, though. I picked one word and threw it in the title of the series. They are stories to help, so hopefully that's what they do. Now, each week, like I said, I'm going to be sharing what may be a somewhat altered version of a story that you're familiar with, because stories are just easier. They're easier to remember. That's why we tell our children stories at night. That's how our grandparents share about the past. I mean, the human race for generations has been passing on information through stories. That was the best way to do it. The boy who cried wolf, we all know that story. We can remember that story. Me talking about, say, standard deviation and how it relates to an expected range of returns, which also changes in respect to time horizon, while that may be very important, it will also perhaps put you to sleep. So I guess maybe that would be a better one, save for like a bedtime story series. But that's not where we are today. So as I begin, or before I begin, I should say, as always, please share, please like, please leave reviews. I'd love to be able to reach as many young families out there and help them as possible, just like you. So today, please join me for our initial story, Belling the Kitten. The mice once called a meeting to decide on a plan to free themselves of their enemy, the cat. At least they wished to find some way of knowing when she was coming, so they might have time to run away. Indeed, something had to be done, for they lived in such constant fear of her claws that they hardly dared stir from their dens by day or night. Many plans were discussed, but none of them was thought good enough. At last, a very young mouse got up and said, "I have a plan that seems very simple, but I know it will be successful. All we have to do is hang a bell about the cat's neck. When we hear the bell ringing, we will know immediately that our enemy is coming." All the mice were much surprised that they had not thought of such a plan before. But in the midst of the rejoicing over their good fortune, an old mouse rose and said, "I will say that the plan of the young mouse is very good. But let me ask one question. Who will bell the cat?" So it's one thing to say that something should be done, but it's quite a different matter to actually do it. You're listening here today and other days, I hope, and many other days to come, because you're looking to improve. You're looking to have less anxiety and worry. You're looking to have more confidence in your life and freedom to go out and enjoy what you want to enjoy. You don't want that cat to come out and grab your goals away from you. You don't want to be afraid. It might be retirement. It might be protecting your family. It might, just be not knowing if there is even a cat on the other side of the wall that you can't see. Is there anything out there? My story is called Belling the Kitten because when you go out and do it, so whether that be meeting with an advisor, just listing out your goals, seeing what you can save every month, getting that will or some other document done, or really, anything else that might be detracting from you enjoying life as much as possible today, if you actually go out with that bell, more times than not, it's not as hard or as scary as you may think. More times than not, it's not a scary cat with giant claws. It's a little cute kitten, and you're going to leave saying, "Why didn't I do that earlier?" So thanks for tuning in today, and join us for next week's story, Great Grandma's Roast. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and please remember again to review and share for others, and if you need any help, don't hesitate in reaching out. I probably have helped someone just like you. Until next week, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.
The conversations on this show are Joe's opinions and provided for general information purposes only. They do not constitute accounting, legal, tax, or other professional advice for your specific situation. You should always seek appropriate advice from a financial advisor, accountant, lawyer, or other professional before acting upon any content or information found here first. Joe is affiliated with New Horizons Wealth Management LLC, a branch office of TFS Securities Inc. and TFS Advisory Services, an SEC-registered investment advisor, member FINRA/SIPC.